Do you want to know how to clean furniture? Or at the very least, how I clean furniture? Well, then you're in the right place. So, I was getting a little tired of having to include all the cleaning prep in every single video I was doing because it just adds so much more recording and so much more time to each video, and no one wants to see all the cleaning in every single video. So I'm doing this video to show you how I clean furniture. You don't have to do it the same way I do, but if you're curious as to how I do it, this is how. And I will start including this link in the description of every video where I'm working on a piece of furniture. So, let's do it. Okay, first of all, let me introduce you to my cleaning trolley, which I've recently organised. This is a whole bunch of stuff that I find most useful and I like to take around with me whilst I'm working on pieces, and it stays close by, so I've got all of the necessary components at arm's reach. So, this doesn't have a name yet, so, feel free to recommend names for my cleaning trolley in the comments. Alright, so I have an array of brushes here. I've got my big brush. That one is smaller and has harder bristles. I've got my wire brushes here. That one is a nylon brush, and that's a different wire brush. Those, geez, my arm's hairy. Wow. Those are in this pack, mini wire brush set. So it comes with a nylon brush. Yeah, I can't read that. Anyway, I got this from a cheap shop. I think it was like $2.50 for a pack. So I grabbed 2 packs. Bloody brilliant for getting into carved details. They don't damage the wood as much as you'd think they would. And I keep a plastic scraper handy. Moving on, I've got my 440 steel wool. That cloth is the one I use for, what is it? What's it called? Brasso. I use that for my polishing brasso. I've got my rubber gloves. I've got disposable ones too, but I like these for paint stripping. I've got my paper towel. This roll is getting a bit low, but it was a much bigger roll. It's like one of the really, really big ones. I like this because I can pull it out a bit like that and then just pull it off like that. Bob's your uncle. If you want, you could get a... Oh, sorry. You could get a rod or a piece of dowel and run it through the centre of it on either side to stop it from running off on you. But I don't find I have a problem with it. I've got my spray bottle of Millie Clean Cut and I'm around the wrong way. Millie Clean Cut and just straight water. I've got another bottle there, my misting bottle. My rubbish. My Millie Clean Cut is there and running low, waiting for more to come in. I've got some sponges. I've got some Scara sponges. Some more rubber gloves. Oh, let's get rid of those. Those ones don't fit me. They're too small for my big hands. And I've got packets of glass wipes there. So, that's what's on my cleaning trolley. Alright, so this is the piece that we are cleaning today. Told you it was filthy. I've cleaned all the other parts for it and done my repairs and stuff, so now it's just down to cleaning this part. Okay, so I use Millie Clean Cut to clean my pieces, and it's just a powder, and I mix a little bit of that into a bucket, either a bucket of hot water or like I showed you before, I have a spray bottle that I have some pre-mixed in. I use the spray bottle for pieces that aren't quite as filthy and don't need a really good scrub. So like little bedside tables that are quite clean, I'll just use the spray bottle of pre-mixed stuff. If it's a piece like this that's really filthy, I'll get out the bucket and boiling water and I'll mix up some fresh stuff so that it's hot and it'll get in there easier. Um, you don't have to use Millie Clean Cut, of course. There are heaps of cleaning products out there that are really well suited to cleaning furniture. Alternatively, if you want something that's just what you've got access to in your home at the time, um, white vinegar and water apparently works really well. And I think a lot of people use Dawn dish liquid. We don't have that here in Australia. And apparently another good one is called Crud Cutter, which I think is fairly common among my friends across the pond. Um, no, it's clean. Okay, so one of the things that I've started doing recently is having two containers of water when I'm cleaning something in this way, when I'm not using the spray bottle. So I'll have one container that has boiling water in it, or hot water that I'm mixing cold water in it too, so it's warm. Whatever. Anyway, so I have that container and I add my Millie Clean Cut to that one. So that'll be my bowl of clean cut. And then in the second container, I will just have clean water. So I'm just using an old towel that I've cut up into squares and I use the squares for cleaning. So it's pretty obvious how I'm doing it, but I'm using the bowl of hot Millie Clean Cut to start cleaning. And instead of putting my cloth back into that bowl of hot clean cut, I will go into the container of clean water. And once I'm certain I've rinsed all of the dirty water out of my cloth, I will then go back into the clean cut. The reason for doing this is so that you're not eventually cleaning your piece with filthy water. When I get spots like this where there is a lot of build-up, so this is where the top part of this dresser was sitting, I will usually go in with a scourer pad like this one, and if that doesn't take it off, I'll then swap over to a metal scraper. Cleaning your piece of furniture before you do anything else is the most important thing. If you don't clean your piece first, you are most likely going to end up with a bad finish because your paint will not adhere properly. You'll have dirt and stuff underneath, grease, even oil from your skin from hands touching it over years. It all builds up and you'll not have a good substrate to work on. Even pieces that look really clean, you'd be surprised how filthy they end up being. Depending on what type of cleaner you're using, it is vitally important to go over it before it dries with clean water. So in this case, I'm using my spray bottle of just straight water, spraying it all over and then wiping it back. This makes sure you get rid of any residue that might be left over from the cleaner or anything else that might be left on the surface. Okay, so this is another set of tools that I've literally just brought them the other day, but so far they have already been super, super handy. This is just a set of picks that I got from Supercheap Auto. I'll put the link for these in the description for my Aussie mates, as well as an Amazon link to something similar, I guess. Don't neglect the insides of drawers and cabinets and stuff, because even if it's not going to be seen once all the drawers are in, it's still good to give it a good clean. The last thing you want is for your buyer to take the drawers out at some point and see a whole bunch of wasp nests or dust and cobwebs and stuff in there. It can also help reduce any musty smells. Millie Clean Cut gets rid of musty smells and damp smells really well. So once I'm done cleaning this piece, it will no longer smell all dusty and gross. I don't have metal runners in this piece, unfortunately, but if you do have metal runners, don't forget to give them a really good clean. You'd be surprised how much gunk builds up on them, and they will run a lot smoother when you clean them. No wax. There is no wax on this piece for me to show you, but if you do have wax or furniture polish on your piece and you want to remove it before painting, trust me, you want to remove it before painting. Um, this is what I use. So this is just Mineral Terps, Diggers brand. It doesn't have to be Diggers brand. Other people apparently use white spirits. I'm not sure if it's different or if it's the same thing just with a different name. I have no idea. But this is what I use. I always get confused between mineral terps and what's the other one? Oh, what's it called? I always get confused between mineral terps and methylated spirits and can never remember which one it is that I use, which is why it's written on there. But yeah, if I've got wax on a piece and I want to remove it, I wipe it over with this and I'll go in with 4O steel wool as well if it's really thick, and that generally gets it off pretty quick because it dissolves it. And then I'll go over it with white vinegar and water to neutralize it and clean it off. But yeah, that's what I use. All right, well, I'm pretty sure that just about covers it. I can't think of anything else vital to cleaning furniture prior to painting. Knowing me, I'll think about it later before I upload the video, but whatever. This will do for now. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. If anyone poses a question that I think should have been in the video, I will answer that question and pin the comment to the top. So it's there for everyone to see. All right. Well, I hope this is helpful to people, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da!